Let's have a look at the trading container and how we place our first trade. I'll go over a single option and then I'll go over a spread. Super easy. In the trading container, you have modules. Each one of these is a module. So we have an options grid, which is an options chain or montage. We call it a grid. It is whatever you want to call it, but we call it the option grid. In the option grid, you have calls on the left, puts on the right, strikes down the middle. Now, as a note, in Tradier Pro, you can configure anything you want. So these columns are the columns that I use personally, but you can have Greeks in there, you can have open interest, you can have all kinds of things. All of those sort of things are done in the settings or gear icon in the bottom left part of the screen. There's settings for everything. We won't go through that in this video. That'll be another video, but just know that this is very customizable. Okay, now the way to place a straight option trade. Get your stock in the option grid. You can type your stock in by symbol and hit enter on the keyboard. You can also go into the settings page and make a list that you always save, which I've done here. Okay, and that's done in the settings as well. So I'm in UPS right now. Gives me basic information about UPS, bid, mid, ask. It also gives me my Greeks up top. Very important for an options trader. Now let's make a straight options trade. One note, this bold orange line across the middle of the screen is your at the money option. You will always center on there when you choose a new expiration. So notice I'm clicking on the expiration boxes at the top. Those will take me to the expiration that you want to trade. There's a little information on each one of these with implied volatility numbers. And you also have an expiration grid that you can click on to go quickly to different parts of the option chain. Okay, I'm in this first month. 2 days to go to expiration. That's the number in parentheses. All I need to do is find an option to trade. Let's say I want to trade the 140 call. Remember, calls are on the left. If I click on the bid, it will place that buy order into the ticket. A single click on any option and it's loaded into the ticket will give you the opportunity to trade that single option alone. Okay, so that's note number one, very important. It might be noteworthy to know that in the settings page, you can click on the offer to fill a buy leg, or you can click on the bid to fill a buy leg. That's configurable as well. In this case, I put that buy leg in there. Now, to change the size, there's a quantity box. You can toggle up. You can type in a number as you see fit, okay? And it will always show you that quantity there. If you'd like to take a look at what that option looks like on a risk graph, you can hit the preview screen. It'll give you all of your information, max loss, max profit, and how much this order costs. Just click away to get rid of that screen. When you're ready to send this order, there's a send button here. We don't use buy and sell buttons except in trading stock because that is already displayed in the ticket itself, okay? If you want to clear this ticket, hit the X. That'll clear all the legs, right? And if you want to clear an individual leg, you can click the X next to it to get rid of it. Now, let's do a spread real quick. So doing a spread, you're just going to click on multiple options. You are allowed to choose 4 legs. They can be in any ratio they want. We'll show you a ratio in a second. But notice I clicked on the buy of the 138 call and the sell of the 139. Incidentally, greens are buy orders, reds are sell legs, and they will say sell and buy in the boxes accordingly. One note with spreads. When you build a spread, we will give you either the debit or credit, depending on what you build, of the bid, mid, and ask. Okay, very important. We always fill in the midpoint price. And again, you can click on the bid to change that price. Notice it changed. Clicked on the ask to change that price, or you can toggle. You always have the option to type in any number that you see fit, okay? Just make sure you hit return on the keyboard to finish that. We'll tell you the name of the spread, okay? When you're ready to send it, again, it's a send order. You're sending a debit spread out. You can also look at the preview button if you'd like, okay? So that's how you do a spread. Now, if you want to ratio this spread, so let's say I want to sell 2 legs to every one that I'm buying. So this would be a 1-by-2 spread. 2 ways to do that. You can use the ratio box and click the arrow, up arrows and down arrows. Notice I have a 1-by-2 now. I'm going to go back to 1-to-1. Or on your option grid, you can click that option a second time and it'll make the ratio for you. Okay, so either way will work. It will also show you that spread leg on the option chain or grid under the spread leg. And what's great about this is if you don't like the spread you chose, this is how you can edit it by moving, just grabbing, dragging, and dropping. So you can change your spreads that way. It's very visual to see this. As you're changing each of these legs, your prices will update dynamically. If you click on either leg in the middle strike column, you can move that whole spread to a new spot and drop it. And the spread will remain in its integrity, how many strikes apart, changing the new prices. And you can get to a new spot with that spread by just moving it on the strike column. Remember, spread legs, individual legs, strike column, the whole spread as a package. Okay, and we learned about how to make a ratio out of these with that ratio button. The other thing you can do for spreads, if you right click on any option, you have a spread choice. You can do our hard-coded 2 legs, 3 legs, or 4-legged spreads. And you also have a custom spread editor, or a spread editor we call it, which is in that gear icon, and you can create custom spreads that you name and make by right-clicking and picking the one that you want to do. When you do that, it's going to pick that spread, put it on the screen. Again, if you don't like any part of the legs that you've done, you can move them around yourself to get the right spread for you, and off you go. So it's a super powerful system, especially for spread trading, which I know is important to the community. So make sure you check out Tradier.com for more great articles on this and videos. For more great information, click the resources tab at Tradier.com.
Thanks for watching. Please be sure to take some time to read the disclaimer. Thank you.